Okay. So, uh, Padmini,
Yes, good morning, sir.
I will share you one Excel file now in WhatsApp.
Okay, sir.
Can you please maintain the attendance of every day?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. I just shared Excel file. So you can find the people names there and you can gradually note the attendance on daily basis on every meetings. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, welcome to Sean Info Media for the new joinees. The people who all are joined newly, please follow the instructions on the WhatsApp group. We have recorded all the sessions and shared the videos in the group. So please do watch if you missed any previous sessions. So we are also recording all the sessions and uploading in a YouTube and sharing you in an unlisted video. So I will make a playlist so you can see chronologically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. And we have achieved some good milestones so far. So we have configured our production server for now. That will be our testing server also. So it is configured in SQL Server, it is configured subdomains, and everything is set place. So I have given some tasks on Friday. Few people are hardly working on that. Some of you completed some tasks. I'm really proud of you guys. Swati completed one task, and Vaibhav completed one task. And yesterday night, I received one work around 12 o'clock. Who was that? I just searching. Who sent me the file yesterday night?
Yes, sir. I'm me.
Who's this?
Swapnali Tarekar.
Swapnali. Okay. So I appreciate your efforts on the weekend you guys put on that. So now I request Shruti, Vaibhav, and Sonali to show your screen one by one and what you did and explain that so that other people know what you did. So first, Shruti can share your screen and just explain what you did and how it is working. Shruti? Shruti, you there? Okay. Vaibhav?
Yes, sir.
Can you share your screen and demonstrate what you did?
Just a second, sir. I'll share.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Is this my screen visible, sir?
No.
Just a second. Now it's visible, sir?
Yes.
So basically, I create ASP.NET Web API. I choose Web API template to creating this project.
Okay.
Yeah. So first, I created a structure of the project. Basically, we need a structure to creating project. So I create model folder, data folder, and repository and controller folder to demonstrate the project and creating project. So basically, in model folder, we create account model. So in that account model, we apply three fields, that is ID, username, and password. Okay. And
Okay.
after that, I created a data folder. So in that data, same I created a same class, that is account, and same field, and I created a account stored context to connect a database in DB context. So basically, here we can see the DB. Once we create the project, we will receive the table account. The name of table is account web. So after that, I applied a migration on that. So once we create a project, we will receive a migration. So in this migrations, here we can see, just a second. In console packager manager, we apply a command that is add migration in it, and we received a table that is a account table, and in that table we created a three fields, that is ID, username, and password. Is it visible to you, sir, everyone?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. And after that, I created a repo. In this repo, I created a create, update, deletes, and delete operation in that. And corresponding to repo, I created a controller, and controllers same HTTP request, that is get, post, put, and delete. So I just run this project, so we can clear more clarity of the project. And we test this API on Postman or Swagger. Just a second. Just a second, sir. I'll reshare it. We can check this API on using Postman on Postman. So
So if you
you
run
can
it,
find.
you'll open the Swagger, right?
No, sir. By default, it's open with Swagger, but I remove the Swagger code and I'll use Postman.
Okay, okay. Demonstrate it. Yeah.
Yeah, for the testing. Just a second, it's take. So basically, the Visual Studio takes time to load the project.
Yeah. We understand that. Yes. No problem.
We can test our APIs. Take time. Meanwhile, I'll open my Postman over there. Yesterday night I'll check last. Here we can see. Why it's not showing? We got, sir, we never got the option here, like project application web CRUD running.
So you are not able to run the API right now, right?
Just a second, sir. I'll
Yeah,
go.
you check that. Meanwhile, we check with others and we will come. You
No,
stop
sir, no,
sharing.
sir. It's running. It's running, sir.
Huh?
Just a
Okay.
second.
Fine, fine,
Yeah,
fine,
yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Now it's running. Yeah. So just by default, it takes a weather forecast API. So we can remove the weather forest API from here. Yeah, paste it our we created it. So just copy this URL and paste it on Postman. So here we can. So here we can see, sir, all
Yeah.
use. Yeah, yeah. So after that, we'll we create API that is get by ID. So we put ID 1/1. So we can get our ID. So here we can see in the JSON format.
So good work, Vaibhav. So hope you understand what is API and how it is working, the functionalities, right?
Yes, sir. We can internally debug all this API to get more clarity on that.
Yeah, I will also explain the team how to create API and how it is working after this.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So thank you. So you did a very great job. Keep it up.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Stop sharing.
Hello, sir.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Who's this?
It's a Shruti. It's actually some
Shruti.
network issue from my
No
side. That's
problem,
why
no problem.
I will have.
So you can share now, yeah.
Yes, sir, yes. So my screen is visible.
Yes.
Yes, sir. I created this form or this code operation in Razor Pages.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. I created create, delete, edit this code operation in Razor Pages.
Okay.
Yes, and in layout, I give the option of customer,
Okay.
and it the home page redirecting on a customer page. And with the help of connection string, I was connected that home that code operation with the database with SSMS SQL Server Management System.
Okay.
It is taking some loading, sir.
No problem.
So how can we improve this problem if we are facing?
For running time,
Yes.
configuration, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe check your hard disk space. Is there any sufficient hard disk space? And if you run multiple programs, you can close those and let me see that.
Okay.
Take your system remotely and see.
Okay, sir.
Because it will kill your time on productivity.
Yes, sir.
Every guys are using Chat GPT kind of AI tools for helping. Who
Yes,
all
sir.
are using Chat GPT?
Sir, some YouTube tutorials also, and if we are facing some errors, so I will use ChatGPT.
So people who all are in the group using Chat GPT, everyone try Chat GPT if not tried. Likewise, you can seek DeepSeek or any Gemini AI, but I prefer Chat GPT is doing some good coding and helping hand for all kind of technical support. So whenever you stuck, you wanted to know, learn anything, you can get answers from Chat GPT. Okay. So now your screen is running.
Yes, sir. So with new client, we will able to create new customer. It will be added in. It will be added in our
Yes.
this page, and with the help of edit, we will update update this data, and with the help of delete button, we will able to delete. And also, this data is storing in our databases.
Can you open the database?
Yes, sir. So it may take time.
Okay, fine. No worries. So you used SQL Server, right?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So you can stop sharing now.
Yes.
Sonali, can you share your screen?
So Swapnali.
Swapnali, please. Yeah.
Yes, sir. My screen is visible, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so firstly I created a project, and then I created a folder with data, students, and models. And I created under models. I created a class is students. And I'm using ID name, property. I use its properties ID name, email, age, and course. And then I created a razor pages, create, edit, delete, and I'm using migration. The firstly I created add migration initialization and um, update database I use, and then execution.
Is it running?
Yeah,
Mm.
I created the CRUD in the razor pages, middle of the razor pages.
Okay.
Yeah, is it running? It's my network is so very slow.
No problem. No problem.
And I give the connection string to the connect the Visual Studio in my SQL Server. Oh, sorry,
Okay.
SQL Server Management. Sorry, sir, network.
Okay. So it has showing some exceptions, errors.
No. It's a network issue, so it's just second.
Okay. So you used entity framework CRUD operations.
Sorry, sir.
You created using entity framework CRUD operations.
Yeah. Entity framework operations using migration razor pages.
Does everyone understand what Shruti did, what Swapnali did? Have everyone tried on that? Who else given a try?
Yes, sir, I tried it. I'll
Okay.
send sir error photo also. The migration error also, sir. So my migration is starting, but it's not completed. It's not successfully succeed. It's failed. So I uninstall all the system and reinstalling for it.
So you gradually start using ChatGPT.
Uh, no, sir. I never. In this form, I didn't use the sir. But I'll try it on the ChatGPT, sir, also.
Yeah, you use it as a helping hand. So whenever you have some doubt issues, you just ask it in ChatGPT. It will.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. I am referring sir some YouTube videos, but now I will ChatGPT use, sir.
Okay, Swapnali, you can run it and show again. Meanwhile, I will take some other sessions.
Okay.
Once it's running, you can call me.
Okay.
Now you can stop sharing, guys. Good work, good attempt, Swapnali. I understand that that is a session issue which is trying long time to connecting database. Hope you
Yeah.
need to connect the SQL Server Express or the server should be running.
Sorry, sir.
The SQL server should running. Check the database is running.
Okay.
Okay. So now what I am going to explain you guys now is whatever Vaibhav is demonstrated is API. Whatever Swapnali and Shruti is developed in Razor Page APIs. Okay. So now I will demonstrate how this is created. I am just showing some of examples so that you guys can understand what is API, what is everything. Okay. So now I am sharing my screen. I'm opening Visual Studio. So I just create a new project. Where I choose .NET Core API. Here ASP.NET Core Web API, right? ASP.NET Core Web API. If you click this, it will take you where you need to give one project name. I'm just giving API test, API demo. I'm just giving API demo as a project name. You just create Okay. Now the project is created. I'm just running it. What you will see. So you see the output of the web API default application. It's showing Swagger. Okay. Swagger is a middleware where it is help API development very easy. So now the default created web API has one endpoint which is called weather forecast. Okay. So here if you just run it, it is just giving try it out, right? Where you can click try it out and execute. So it is giving some the output. So it is fetching the data here. So likewise, this is API. API is normally used to interact with database and any backend services. Normally the API will run in get, post, put, delete, right? So whenever you create a new API project, it will create a folder like this. Here there will be a controller where you will have the controller class that is the endpoint of the API. So now by default, it is creating some weather forecast controller. For that, it is using some weather forecast table. Okay. So you need to basically understand in .NET all the programming, all the data you are going to handle will be created in a class. First, you need to understand. For example, if you are going to manage customer, if you are going to manage orders, if you are going to manage employees, if you are going to manage anything. So now we are going to manage multiple data, right? We will have hundreds and hundreds of tables. So whatever you imagine that whenever you are handling a huge data, each table fields should be created as a class. So overall in .NET, the class will update a record or update an instance of value in the table. So you imagine you have multiple tables in SQL Server or MySQL or MongoDB, any database. So you need to create a class with field names. So whatever you given in the table name, data type, whatever data type you choose, you need to give the same data type here in the class. The people use the word called migrations, right? Vaibhav used, Swapnali used, right? The word migration means once you created a class, there is a migration functionality available in .NET. If you run the migration process, it will create tables automatically. So you don't need to create tables. Once you created a class, it will create tables automatically. For that, you need to properly give the database configurations, and you need to properly define your classes, and you need to properly run the migrations as and when needed. So you need to follow the best practices, so it will be going very smooth. If you mistake something, if you manually created one table, and if you created a class, if there is a data type mismatch, there will be problems will be coming. So now I'll just demonstrate you some of my other API yesterday I created for you. Open. So here, whatever I demonstrated right now, right? Likewise, I created one new API. Then after that, I created 3 controllers. See, this is the weather controller API. By default, it is there. After, I'm just running this so that you will know what it is there.
Hello, sir.
Sir, are you
Yes.
sharing the screen?
Please share your
Sir, your
screen, sir.
screen is not visible to us.
Okay, I am sharing it. Yeah. See, now the program I opened is having the weather forecast API. By default, it is coming, right? Now I have a 1. I have 2. I have 3. I have 1. I have 2. I have 3. I have weather forecast. I have 4 APIs. This is called the end point. This 1 is one end point. The 3 is one end point. 2 is one end point. Okay. How it is coming? By default, when I create API project, weather.cs is coming, right? Then what I did is, in the controller, I created 1 controller, 2 controller, 3. So now I am just right clicking. I'm just choosing controller here. I am right clicking here. I am just adding add controller, where I am just adding empty. There is a three type of controller: empty, read write actions, and using entity framework. Okay, so I show 1, right? The 1 is empty, the 2 is read write, the 3 is entity framework. Okay, so I just create empty. It should ask some name. I am just giving it here 4. You can mention controller as a word for reference. So by default, it is creating a controller class. But you need to follow some standard for API. So for APIs, that needs to have some controllers namespace, that needs to be used some routing, that needs to be used controller base. So here, this is the basic structure you need to follow for API class. I'm just copying this code. I'm just putting in the 4, which we created right now. I'm just pasting it. saving it. Here I need to give 4. So I'm just running it. Now I am getting 4, right, as a endpoint. If I click this is Swagger for help for testing. Execute. So it is returning the output. Here, allow from one constructor. It is actually the copied, so it gives same output. So now there are some predefined rules we need to follow for APIs, the control base, the controller's namespace used. So we have created one new API endpoint. Now, if you see, there is one API called 3. The 3, what I did, I have a endpoint name 3 controller. It has function C here, HTTP get. The function name is get employee. The return is task action result. Here HTTP get again. Here it mentions some ID. If you give HTTP get, it means it is going to get some value. So get employee will give all the employee records. HTTP get with some specific ID means you need to specify one ID. It will fetch all the records. Okay. So if you see HTTP post, it will create record in employee table. If you see HTTP put, it is updating a record. If you see HTTP delete, it is deleting record. So there is get. In the get method itself, we can give specific value. HTTP post, which is posting the form. HTTP update. Sorry, HTTP put is for update. HTTP delete for delete. So now I am just going to explain you some important thing. There is some inbuilt. Visual Studio has some inbuilt database SQL server. If you go Yes, in the view menu, you can see SQL Server Object Explorer, right? Visual Studio 2022 by default have inbuilt lightweight SQL Server for development purpose. Okay, so you don't need to create a separate SQL instance when you develop. So I asked you guys to install SQL Server Express in your system. So you can keep that is a separate, but this is separate. So this run inside the Visual Studio. Okay. If you see that it can create multiple databases for different projects. Okay. So now you can create here, right click, add SQL Server, add tables. So you need to understand, you need to learn about SQL Server Object Explorer, the inbuilt SQL Server functionalities, how to create that, how to integrate that in our application in development. So here in the project models database, I have one ShaunERP database. This is a schema. This is a database. Here there is a table. There is a table called employee, right? If you double click it, it will open the table structure. So whenever you guys talking about migrations, right? All the migrations will be created a table here. So when you properly migrate a class, that class will be created tables here in this SQL Server Object Explorer. So if you right click here, this field is having employee ID, employee name, employee type, employee department, employee date of joining, employee salary. If you right click here, you see view data. There are two records, right? Employee ID, employee name, employee date, department, date of join, employee salary. There is two records, employee number 1, employee number 4, Arokia, Roslyn. So now we have a API 3 which have functionality for add, edit, delete, right? So now I am just running this application. I am giving 3. I am going to API 3. It is a get method. I am just giving, try it out. I am just clicking execute. So there are two records. It should come here in JSON output. See, there is a 2 records fetched from the database and displayed here. Normally, you need to understand all APIs will return either XML or JSON normally. Nowadays, all the APIs are returning JSON. JSON is a common format to share, exchange data between different environments. So now there is a employee ID 1, there is employee ID 4. So there are another get method here which is having ID specifically. If you put this and if you give try it out, it will ask the ID number here. If I am giving 4 and click execute, it will fetch the record number 4, which is Roslyn, right? If I give 1 year, it will fetch Arokya. So this is the help of Swagger. Swagger is Swagger is helping us to test the API instantly in the browser itself. Otherwise, you need to test this in Postman. I will explain that also. So now there are 2 get options we tested. Now I will test post. I'm just giving post where try it out. So while posting, we need to pass the values here. So the array is defined here. Employee ID, where I am giving 6. Employee ID, employee name, Vaibhav, employee type, intern, employee department, .NET, date, year, month, date format, employee salary 1,10,000 something. I'm just giving execute. So now what happened? Show some error.
So dependency package here. We need to add a entity frame of core dependencies.
No, it should be working, right? Wait. So let me see what is there in the record here. So whether I'm just trying to add record here. I think there is some permission revoked on the table for writing. So I have tried some other program yesterday night. So there is a permission issue. So it will automatically put that. So likewise, the read permission is there. So the write permission is not there right now. So that's what that insert is not working. It should be working if you give proper permission. So this is called API. Okay. So now what you guys need to understand today, you guys need to learn web API. This web API. What web API? .NET, ASP.NET Core web API. Everybody should learn today. Okay? Everybody should learn today. Meanwhile, today I am creating a base application solution. I'm just creating it. I'll just explain what it is there. I just created yesterday night the solution. This will be going your base work data source. I will share it you to tomorrow. So if you see, there is the API, there is a core, there is CRM, there is data. So I have one solution, ShaunERP. In that one solution, I created one API, I created one core, I created one CRM, I created one data. Where, why? Yeah, my screen is not visible. Okay. So please tell me whenever it is not visible. I will share. Yeah. So this is the new project which I created yesterday. I have some work on it. I will complete it and I will share it tomorrow for you guys. So now what I did in this, how the project is developed. We are having API project, we are having core project, we are having CRM project, we are having data project in one solution, right? The API will have all the endpoints of different modules. The core will have the common databases. So if you see the core, it has crm.cs. The crm.cs will have all the CRM related table data structures and related functions. If you click finance.cs, it will have all the finance module, that is accounting module, related classes and its functions. If you click HRMS, it will have all the human resource management, attendance maintenance, payroll, salary maintenance tables. If you click projects, it will have all the project management like Jira or Redmine kind of tables. If you click users.cs, it will have all the user management, login, logout, session, groups, permissions tables. So one base entity is there. The base entity is created a common for managing ID, created date, update date. So we use this primary ID. This is a primary key. So whenever we create a new class, we just inherit from basic entity. So the basic entity is separate. So when we inherited the basic entity, by default, it will have the ID, created date, update date. So you see in the CRM class, I have created a lead, a prospect, a contact, opportunity, customer, tables. All table is inherited from basic entity. So whenever I create a contact or whenever I created a prospect, whenever I create a lead, it is inherited base entity. So it will also will have the ID, created date, update. So that is common fields. So I put it in the common entity, base entity. So I inherited that. So I don't need to repeat these variables, all classes. So likewise, finance module, I created classes for company master. I created class for account. I create class for account types, journal entry line, bank account, bank transaction, bank reconciliation, finance customer, invoice, vendor, bill, tax rate, tax transaction, something like that. So these all are the very first level of data structures. These are going to evolve and modify. It will gradually grow. Changes will be happen, fields, data types, anything will change. To start with, I created some basic data structures. Likewise, for HRMS module, I created department, I created employee, I created attendance, I created leave, I created salary, payroll. Likewise, projects, I created project, issues, issue type, issue status, issue priority, issue comment, issue sprint, issue work log, something like that. The users we have created, company, user, company user, user role, role permission, role permission, system role, system user role. I will explain in detail, okay? System role permission, company module, user module, module access level, session. So now we created different class files which is having different modules, different subdomains it will work. So we categorized different group of classes related to one project and keep them in one separate class file for easily maintenance. So now I will create data layer, the database access, database connectivity functionalities will be handled in this data. So the migrations part will be work here. So the API will have separate API endpoints for CRM, for finance, for users, for projects. Now you see 1, 2, 3, 4 something, right? Likewise, this application will have endpoints for CRM, endpoints for users, endpoints for projects, endpoint for finance, endpoint for HRMS. So in that it will have all the operations for each tables. So finally, I created a CRM module. This is RazorPay API. So you need to understand the CRM module is Razor Pages project. This API is Web API project. This core and data is a normal class library. So if you see here, so there are three types of used: ASP.NET Core API, ASP.NET Core Web API. There is a class library. There is ASP.NET Core Web App Razor Pages. So the CRM will be created. Is created ASP.NET Core Web App Razor Pages. The API is created under ASP.NET Core Web API. The core and data modules created a empty class library. So now what I will do, I will integrate a CRM layouts today. I will create one thread operations for one table in CRM. For example, lead, prospect. I will create 1 or 2 screens for lead or prospect, for adding records, for retrieving, for data tables extractions. I will create one functionality working today evening. Then I will share the template to you guys tomorrow. So you need to split the work and carry forward what I did for all the screens. For example, if you see in the CRM table class, we have lead, we have prospect, 1, 2, we have contact 3, we have opportunity 4, we have customer 5. So if you see 5 classes, that means in the CRM module, we are going to create 5 screens. So each screen will have the option for adding, editing, deleting, listing the records. So we are going to completely create a separate APIs for this functionality. We are going to build a separate data tables, separate layout, bootstrap layout for this. So the Shruti and Swanali created or entity framework default applications. We are going to create a custom layout. The custom layout, whenever we create form If you submit, it will call an API. That API will trigger and store the data. When we have data table, the data table will fetch records from API. So if you give update, it will trigger API put. If you delete, it will trigger delete API. So likewise, we create one combo, one API, one UI, one complete working environment today, and I will share it to you guys tomorrow. So workable solutions will be shared to you. So don't worry about what you do, what you should do. So when tomorrow you receive the source code, you will install and you just need to run, and you just need to create what I am going to explain tomorrow, and you just need to reproduce. While doing this, you will learn gradually all aspects of real-time programming. So do you guys get what is you are going to develop this week? So I will give you the workable solutions. I will configure your systems. The team will configure your systems. The who is first configured will help you configure your system. So we will gradually share the modules. We will give you the what should be developed, and you need to get development. The testing team will create use cases. So they will help us to create user documents. So end of this week, this Friday, we should be in a position, whatever I demonstrated to you for CRM module, some tables, for HRMS module, some tables, for people project management for some tables, for finance modules has many tables, and user management 5 tables. So these 5 screens, five applications will run end of this week in separate domain. So the API.ShaunERP will serve all the APIs in this Friday, and the CRM.ShaunERP will have all the CRM pages executing, running. The finance.ShaunERP will run all the modules we showcased now as a workable there, and projects.ShaunERP should be working, and HRMS.ShaunERP.CRM, then admin.ShaunERP.com should be working. There should be 5 subdomains should be working with modules, streams, end of this work. So you all will create all these pages in next 4 days, and you are going to continue our next 3 months in different functionalities. The first core is we are just building the basic, like constructing a building. We put foundation, right? So we are just putting foundation now. Then we just build the walls. This week we build the walls. Then we put the roof. Then we will again build the wall. So we will going to create multi-story apartment. Okay. Then we will give other furnishments. So what you guys need to do, I will share post this meeting. I will share the API project I demonstrated to you in the WhatsApp group. You can import, you can open in your system, you can try to run the API, how the API I coded, how the 1, 2, 3, 4 API is working. Also create SQL Server Express in your local Windows environment and try to run it today. Okay. Hope you guys understood clearly about the API functionalities. You need to explore that today. Any questions? Any questions?
So I have one query.
Yes, Rushikesh.
So actually, I wanted to know that the API will work differently and the front end will work differently, right?
Correct. API, all the APIs will have different endpoints, like I show you 1, 2, 3, 4. Na? Likewise, the API will be common one API for now. It will have custom CRM, it will have HRMS, it will have projects, it will have users, it will have something like different modules, endpoints. For each endpoints will have different functions. So we create UI separately. We create the business logic separately. So UI will be separate. Business logics will be separate. Data layer is separate. API is separate. So we just connect. We will give reference to the all projects. We migrate. We execute. I will teach you step by step on the coming days.
Okay, sir.
Focus on creating web API and just try to understanding what is web API, what is RESTful API, how it is working, what is put, what is delete, what is HTTP post, what is HTTP get. So understand all these functionalities.
Right, sir.
Anyone? Anyone have questions? Okay, so now let me wind up today's session. Post this session, I will share you the API source code. So try to learn API related things today and keep the good work. Tomorrow I'll share you the workable modules to everyone so that you guys start building each modules. I will give you workable programs to you. You just need to clone. You just need to clone and reproduce so that you will clearly understand the real-time project development. Okay, fine. See you guys tomorrow morning 9 a.m. Try to come join 9 a.m. sharp.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Padmini.
As a QA, we should learn in Swagger how to do API testing.
Correct.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.